Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 facts about Soraya Esfandiary-Bakhtiari Pahlavi. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to this channel for future updates. In certain corners of the world, someone only has to whisper the name, Queen Soraya, to conjure up a story of sweeping beauty, royal betrayal, and lasting tragedy. From a teenage marriage to her mysterious end in a Paris penthouse, Soraya Esfandiary-Bakhtiari's heartbreaking life is worthy of a twisted fairy tale. There's a reason they called her the sad-eyed princess. Number 10. She was a spoiled heiress. Soraya was groomed for a royal destiny from the very start. The only daughter of Iranian nobleman Khalil Esfandiary and his wife, the German heiress Eva Karl, Soraya grew up in luxury, spending her adolescence shuttling between Berlin and Isfahan while attending the best finishing schools. Yet even with this regal upbringing, Soraya still stumbled into queenhood. Number 9. She had a temper. Iranian and half German, Soraya was famous for her beauty even as a gangly teen, but beauty wasn't the only part of her charm. She had a notoriously Teutonic, brusque manner underneath her feminine good looks, and wasn't afraid to speak her mind directly and openly. But this very outspokenness would get her into big trouble. Number 8. A single photo made her queen. Soraya's legendary beauty preceded her literally. Around 1948, the Queen Mother of Iran, Tadj al-Malouk, was on the lookout to get her son Shah Mohammad Reza a new wife. After simply seeing a photo of Soraya, the brassy dowager sent her daughter investigate. Just like that, Soraya's destiny and tragedy crept one step closer. Number 7. The royal family tested her. The Shah's sister dutifully flew over to see what the young, beautiful Soraya was made of. Well, our girl must have passed the test, because the princess became convinced that Soraya was perfect for her brother. She quickly informed her family that they had found Iran's new queen. Then she gave Soraya a shocking proposition. Number 6. She fell in love at first sight. When Soraya went to royal palace, she was beyond swept away by her promised fairy tale. The strapping Shah strode into the reception room wearing his crisp, pressed military uniform, and the sight turned Soraya love-struck. She described him as magnificent. Yet that didn't mean she was ready for what came next. Soraya and Shah Mohammad Reza both experienced passionate love at first sight, and the Shah knew he simply had to have Soraya as his bride, so he got her. The very next day, Soraya's father sat his daughter down and informed her, "The Shah liked you very much. Are you ready to marry him?" To her regret, she said yes, though Soraya was much too naive to question her groom. She should have. Her new in-laws were notoriously dysfunctional. The Shah's father had withheld love to make his son more manly, while the Queen Mother was smothering and jealous with her own affection. Not exactly best environment for producing good husbands. But that wasn't even worst part. Number 5. Her new beau had major baggage. Mohammad Reza was a decade older than Soraya, and had already been married to the equally beautiful Princess Sorayya of Egypt. That marriage? Let's just say that it didn't end well. Sure, the couple fought, but there was also the little fact that the Shah cheated on Sorayya constantly with a series of glamorous mistresses. Oh yeah, this is going to work out well for Soraya. Her wedding had a bad omen. The wedding was set for the fast-approaching date of December 27, 1950 until a horrific event occurred. As if the entire universe was saying, "Don't do it, girl," Soraya fell violently and terrifyingly ill with typhoid on the very eve of her wedding. Yet when he heard about his fiancée's illness, the Shah responded with a legendarily romantic gesture. Though the Shah was disappointed to delay the royal ceremony, he really pulled out the Prince Charming stops for his delirious, bedridden bride. According to law, the Shah came to Soraya's bed every day for the entirety of her sickness just to place a jewel on her pillow. Okay, maybe I'd keep this guy around for a bit. Her wedding day was a secret nightmare. Eventually, though, the Shah couldn't wait any longer. He reset the wedding date to a mere 6 weeks later on February 12, 1951. It was much too soon and Soraya paid a high price. The morning of her wedding, she was so weak that she could barely stand, and so cold that she shivered in her bridal room. Did this stop the Shah? Nope. Number 4. Her wedding dress has a chilling backstory. Today, Queen Soraya's wedding dress is an iconic part of fashion history. Designed by Christian Dior, the silver lame gown was a pearl-studded confection trimmed with marabou feathers. Yet most people don't know the truth underneath it. Soraya was so weak that she trembled beneath the gown. She had to wear a wool vest and socks under her finery to stop her from shaking, and that wasn't all. She nearly collapsed at the altar. Soraya's lavish dress weighed an astonishing 66 pounds, and the ailing bride nearly collapsed under its heavy weight. Minutes before the new couple was due to walk down the aisle, the Shah even had to cut off the dresses train just to make sure his queen could make it through the ceremony. Now, is this a bad omen, or is this a bad omen? Number 3. She was a bad queen today. Queen Soraya's beauty and elegance has made her an icon, but that doesn't mean she was a good queen. She disdained royal customs, often refused to wear formal clothes, and shirked her boring duties, earning her the scornful nickname "that German woman" at court. But there may have been a dark reason for her disobedience. Soraya later wrote about herself and Iran, "I was a dunce. I knew next to nothing of the geography, the legends of my country, nothing of its history, nothing of the Muslim religion." Soraya's upbringing had been entirely German and Catholic, which left her with a mixed identity, and made her the object of much distrust in Iran, with Muslim clerics saying the Shah should not marry this half-European girl, who was not raised a Muslim. Soraya wrote, "The feeling of being both Christian and Muslim, but at the same time of being neither one nor the other, has engraved in my flesh two divergent poles between which my existence has unfolded. The one is methodically European, the other savagely Persian." Number 2. She had a monster-in-law. Soraya's mother-in-law Tadj Al-Malouk and her new sisters-in-law weren't exactly welcoming to the new girl in the family. Actually, let's call a spade a spade. They were straight-up awful. They saw every gesture of love the Shah made to Soraya as a threat to their relationship with him, and as we'll see, developed horrific ways to freeze Soraya out. Soraya wasn't any angel herself. When it came to jealousy, in fact, she could be downright diabolical. The Shah had a daughter, Princess Shahnaz, from his previous marriage, and Soraya did not take to the girl. She felt so threatened that she once threw a tantrum when her husband made her visit the girl at school. But it got so much worse. Number 1. She was infertile, which broke her marriage. In October 1954, Mohammad Reza told Soraya he was concerned about the fact that she had not given him an heir, and suggested that they visit the United States to seek the help of American fertility doctors. In 1954-55, the imperial couple paid a lengthy visit to the United States, leaving on the 5th of December 1954. In New York, Soraya visited doctors who assured her that an inability to bear a child was due to the shocks, upsets and vexations of the last 2 years, which reassured her, but in Boston, the doctors told her she was infertile and could never have children. Much of the length of their trip was due to the Shah's efforts to do something to console Soraya, who took the news that she was infertile very badly. Unaware of what the doctors had revealed to Soraya, Newsweek sarcastically wrote, "Even the Shahanshah, King of Kings, Vice-Regent of God, Shadow of the Almighty and Center of the Universe, deserves a vacation." They, the imperial couple, have spent this winter in a private visit to the U.S. physical checkups in New York hospitals, sightseeing in San Francisco, dancing the mambo in Hollywood, skiing in Sun Valley, water skiing in Miami Beach. Their marriage suffered many pressures, particularly when it became clear that she was infertile. She rejected the Shah's suggestion that he might take a second wife in order to produce an heir, as he rejected her suggestion that he might abdicate in favor of his half-brother. As the daughter of a German Christian mother, Soraya was mistrusted by Shiite clerics. She was also resented by the Shah's possessive mother. In March 1958, the Shah wept as he announced their divorce. The British ambassador claimed that Soraya was the Shah's only true love. In 1979, Soraya wrote to Mohammad Reza as he was dying of cancer in Panama, saying she still loved him and wanted to see him one last time. Mohammad Reza was greatly moved by her letters, and wrote back to her saying he also still loved her and wanted to see her one last time, as well, but said Empress Farah could not be present, which presented problems as she was constantly by the former Shah's bedside as he lay dying. In 1980, it was agreed that Soraya would visit Mohammad Reza in Cairo, but he died before she could make the trip, which led Milani to comment that Mohammad Reza and Soraya were true, star-crossed lovers. The newspaper also published an article in 2001 which suggested, without proof, that Princess Soraya and her brother had been murdered. Her belongings were sold at auction in Paris in 2002, for more than $8.3 million. Her Dior wedding dress fetched $1.2 million. What do you think of our list? Which of the facts about Soraya Esfandiary Bakhtiari shocked you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.